racking your brain trying to figure it out, how to eat and get rent paid. You've done all right up till now, and we know that we'll get through somehow. So when tough times fall, you know who to call. Oh, wanna connect with somebody. I really want to meet with somebody. Yeah, wanna connect with somebody. When it's cold and the snow is deep. Oh, wanna connect with somebody. Wanna meet the needs of somebody. Yeah, wanna connect with somebody. Hey, we're here to help. So welcome to VEAP. Yes, welcome. Welcome to VEAP. Good evening and welcome to Nourishing Connections, our 2020 VEAP Gala. Now, I'm Geraldine Steele, and it is my honor to serve as your host and MC for our virtual gathering. We are so excited that you've joined us, as tonight we highlight the incredible efforts that VEAP goes to every day to make sure that everyone in our community has access to healthy food that they can put on their table and access to financial support so they can have a safe and comfortable place to call home. Now, we will hear stories from those who visit our pantry, those who use other available VEAP services, and those who give of their time in service as volunteers. We will also ask you to consider supporting our efforts with a financial donation this evening. I know I will. As we look to continue to serve those in our community who rely on VEAP and the connections that we can nourish on their behalf. And now, to get this incredible evening kicked off and our signature cocktails topped off, let's take a trip to the VEAP kitchen, where we'll catch up with VEAP Advancement Director Carrie Thompson and VEAP Board Member Anne-Marie Gavel. Someone's in the kitchen with Carrie, fixing up a cocktail, don't you know? Someone's in the kitchen with Carrie, it's Anne-Marie, so come on, let's go.
Thanks, Geraldine, and welcome to the VEAP Kitchen. My name is Carrie Thompson, and I'm the Advancement Director for VEAP. And with me in the kitchen tonight is Anne-Marie Gavel. She's our Board President. Thanks, Anne-Marie, for being here.
Glad to be here.
Great. We're just putting the finishing touches on our signature drink, the Connector. It's delicious, and with a slice of orange, it's actually pretty nutritious.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. You know, 2020 has been a very challenging year, but we've been here and we're ready to serve. Now, this year, we're preparing for the coming winter months. Carrie will share with us some of the activities that VEAP is involved with.
That's right. We are working to ensure families have access to fresh, healthy foods. We're connecting renters in our community to housing assistance, and we're ramping up our food delivery services this winter for those who need to stay safe at home. And just serving more people every day in every way.
So how do we do all that? Tonight, you're going to hear about how VEAP responded to the pandemic in our community, as well as how we're preparing for the upcoming winter months. We couldn't do what we do, we couldn't provide what we provide without your generosity, so thank you. Now, with that in mind, I think it's time to drink.
I think so too.
We raise our glass, our Connector, to you.
Cheers.
And to you.
Cheers. Now please welcome VEAP CEO Joe McDonald.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Anne-Marie. It looks like you're having a great time there in the kitchen, and I will have to try one of those a little bit later tonight. Well, welcome. I am so grateful that you've chosen to join us for our 2020 Gala, Nourishing Connections. At VEAP, we believe that our focus on providing food and housing assistance helps to support and improve the physical and emotional health of the children, teens, adults, and seniors who participate in our programs. Nourishing the body, mind, heart, and soul as people are connected to each other and to the assistance that our neighbors come to us for. There have been many words to describe what we've all experienced this year: unprecedented, unparalleled, uncertain, challenging. All are accurate, but I'm going to settle on unique for tonight. This has been the most unique year I have ever experienced, both personally as well as professionally. In that uniqueness, I have seen and experienced some amazingly positive things here at VEAP. And I can't say the word amazing without thinking about our staff here at VEAP. They have been so incredibly creative and flexible and resilient in re-engineering how we offer our food and housing supports during this health and economic crisis that we find ourselves in. And then there are our volunteers, like Jeff and Kathy Stickles and Becky Dopp, whose stories you will hear tonight. Our faithful and committed volunteers, including more new volunteers than ever before in VEAP's history, who have continued to work hard to make sure that our neighbors can access the food and housing assistance that is so needed right now. The commitment of our staff and our volunteers has helped us meet the significant increase in need for our neighborhoods in 2020. We've already provided healthy and nourishing food as well as rental and utilities payments to more than 7,500 families in Bloomington, Richfield, Edina, and Minneapolis. That's more than 23,000 children, teens, adults, and seniors receiving the assistance that they desperately need right now. We're on pace for 5 million pounds of food distributed for the year, half of that being fresh produce, providing much needed nourishment and relief to our neighbors like Zoila, Camela, Rita, and Rosa Alicia, whose stories you are about to hear. There has been explosive growth in the housing assistance we provided this year as well. Through the dedication and hard work of our incredible social services staff, we have helped keep 700 families, more than 2,000 people, safe and secure in their homes in this crisis by providing more than $2 million in rental and utilities assistance. People like Amira, who received much needed and timely support to keep her apartment as well as her peace of mind. You'll hear from her shortly. It's been quite a year, and the substantial increase in need is not going away anytime soon. We all know people who have lost their jobs this year. And then there are people who have jobs in retail, hotels, and restaurants who will struggle to keep their jobs and hours through the upcoming Minnesota winter. The need for food and housing assistance is only going to increase in the coming months, and that's where you come in. We've been able to have a positive impact in the lives of so many people because of the generosity of individual donors and businesses, faith communities, city governments, and foundations. It has truly been a partnership to care for families and individuals who find themselves vulnerable in this moment. And because of what I have seen this year at VEAP, I have hope. Hope that people living in Bloomington, Richfield, Edina, and Minneapolis will receive the food and housing support they need to make it through this crisis. Support that will keep them safe and healthy, both physically and emotionally. It's a hope that comes from the commitment of our volunteers and staff. A hope that grows when I hear the stories from the people who come to us for food and housing support. Enjoy the rest of our gala. And as you do, think about what you'll do tonight to support VEAP and the people who come to us for the nourishment and connections that we all need in order to have that hope. And then after the gala and in the weeks to come, make sure you tell your friends and coworkers and classmates and neighbors all about what we're doing here at VEAP so that they can join in too. Thank you again for joining us. And with that, I'll hand it back to Geraldine.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your insight and your dedication to helping others. You know, when it comes to the individuals and families we support in our community, those who truly need help, it is unfortunately far too easy to see them as different or separate from us. But that simply isn't true, is it? They are us. Fortunately for us, a number of our program participants and pantry guests have agreed to share their stories and nourish us with valuable insight as to the crucial role that VEAP plays in our community and in their lives.
I'm actually very grateful because, growing up, I kind of was picky with a lot of stuff. I had my own thought of a food pantry. I had my own thought about getting help from the state. But once I got a son, if I kind of realized, I got to do what's best for both of us. My son's name is Joshua. I would tell Joshua that VEAP, I'm pretty sure they will still be around when he's growing up, and I'm pretty sure they probably will be still helping us. But I would just tell him that it's pretty much some amazing people that, came up with the idea to help people get them food, housing support, and just tell them that it played a big role in our life because, there were a few times that I was struggling and they were able to pick me up.
My first connection with VEAP was through it was actually our old assistant manager. I had a problem with paying the rent. She said, hey, did you reach out to VEAP? I'm like, I don't know what VEAP is and I'm not familiar with that. So I took the step, I called the number, I got in contact with Nadia. So ever since then, Nadia broke it down to me. She said, apply. I applied, I waited. I was just expecting to get like a one-time help and, okay, we can help you with this and all right, like good to go. That was my expectation.
They were very supportive, you know, and there were times when I was struggling and I could depend on them out of any, you know, I would call VEAP before I would call family. They don't discriminate. They don't pick and choose who they help. There's a low chance that anybody has came here for help and they didn't get helped. What they're doing is changing people's lives. They're making people happy. They're making people have that good feeling that they don't have to struggle anymore. They don't have to worry if they're gonna eat the next day. They're giving that support that some people can't go out and get.
Nadia has supported me very greatly. It's I expected more of my family to be there and my friends, but then like I would put Nadia in that category because it's like she's a lifesaver. When she's like telling me, oh, you can do this or reach out to this program, and there was a time where she even extended me to like more programs just in case I needed it.
I think VEAP is one of the main things that are keeping people going every day. They're not worrying if they're gonna eat. They're not worrying if they're gonna get evicted. They're just waking up knowing that somebody helped them and they know it's VEAP.
I'm getting emotional because there was a time where I actually raised my hand and I said, thank God. Like I said, thank God because I didn't know I was gonna survive. I didn't know I was gonna have my rent paid. And the fact that Nadia sat there and said, don't worry about it, like I get taken care of, I was happy. And I raised my hand and I said, thank God. Like I was really happy. And I felt blessed sitting there in my home. I'm looking around and I said, wow, this is amazing and this is an amazing program.
Thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories. Your generous gift tonight will ensure that VEAP can continue to meet the needs of thousands of people in our community. And VEAP truly stretches every dollar you donate. A gift of $120 feeds a family of 4 for an entire month. Know that every donation we receive tonight will provide the critical support our community needs during this pandemic. You can make a donation by either texting VEAP to 56651, that's 56651, or you can click the green donate button and click bid. Each gift received allows VEAP to vamp up their food delivery services for our neighbors who aren't able to leave their homes. It helps pay the rent for families who are out of work because of this public health crisis, keeping a roof over their heads. It makes sure VEAP volunteers stay safe and warm during the cold days ahead by winterizing our outdoor drive-up area. And more importantly, it allows us to provide the gift of food to hundreds of people every single week.
We are exceedingly grateful for our supporters who have already committed their gifts. Stan and Kathy Knutson, they're getting us started with an extraordinary gift of $20,000. Wow, that is incredible. That's amazing. Is there anyone out there tonight that would join them with a gift of $20,000? And then there's Bob and Sally Purvis. They're leading the way at $10,000. Please join them if you're able to contribute at that very generous level. And then we have several people, several families at the $5,000 level. We have Tom and Rachel Larson, the Copen family, the Hippler family, all coming in at $5,000. Please consider joining them. We also have a $1,500 gift from Kent and Sherry DeBleek, and donations from Anne Marie and Jim Gavel, Dion Evans, and Keith Moeben as well.
Now you can make a donation tonight by texting VEAP to 56651, or if you've been bidding on the auction and you know you can just click the green donate button and click bid. So please consider supporting VEAP's incredible work, just as our passionate volunteers have decided to donate their most precious gift, time.
We all know what volunteering is, but until you actually do it, because there's sometimes that I don't necessarily feel like going on a Wednesday or doing whatever, and when on my drive home, I'm like, I'm so filled. I mean, it's an amazing experience to connect with people and help people, and the gratitude really flows back. I'm so grateful. I'm just filled with gratitude that I'm in a position to be able to do that and to be able to change someone's life, even in a small way.
When I started working here, I thought, I'd see myself different from our clients, and there is no difference. I think that's the first thing you realize when you get here. The people walking in the door are me, and they're you. I had a woman come in once, and I was escorting her from the front door to the food shelf, and I said, "Have you been here before?" And she just broke down crying. And I said, "Tell me about your story." And she said, I don't want to be here. This is my first time, but I need some help." And I said, "Then I'm glad you're here, and we will be here for you. And maybe someday you'll be able to be there for somebody else, but right now you're in a place where you need us, and that's why we're here." But it really hit home with me. She was me.
One of the things about volunteering now during COVID is of the things that people need that they don't know that they need all the time, like laundry detergent. I one time put a 5-gallon container of laundry detergent into someone's car, and if they could have, they would have given me a hug.
And especially with the pandemic, with housing problems just skyrocketing, people with no jobs, I would guess that most of the people that come here live in the best of circumstances, paycheck to paycheck. If that paycheck goes away, I don't know how they would survive. And right now it's really tough. So they come here, and they're large families, they're single people. I just don't know what they'd do without us, honestly.
I have people hug me, and I know you're not supposed to, but people will come up and hug me and walk away and go, "Hey, what was your name?" And it's, you've touched someone in that moment.
There's that phrase of "it takes a village." Well, I feel like it takes VEAP to feed a village. And if one person can give one client a little bit of hope to keep on going, then this is all worth it.
Volunteers, Nourishing Connections. Imagine a community where everyone can access support, no matter what language they speak, without the fear they'll be misunderstood. The people living in VEAP's service area of Bloomington, Richfield, Edina and South Minneapolis come from so many places, and they bring a wealth of experience every time they visit. VEAP is committed to making sure they feel welcome and supported no matter where they're from. Over 40% of our participants are Latinos, and many of them exclusively speak Spanish. VEAP's team is making sure they're heard and their needs met.
Las personas son muy amables, son muy sensibles y no marcan diferencias entre tu condición ni el lugar de origen de donde tú eres. Entonces, todas las personas que trabajan acá y que brindan el apoyo, pues la verdad es que se siente uno en confianza y se siente uno pues muy agradecido. Bueno, para nosotros como familia era la primera vez que nosotros pasamos por una situación vulnerable económicamente, entonces al principio sí sentíamos un poco de pena porque en nuestra cultura hispana estamos acostumbrados a que somos nosotros quienes trabajamos y quienes damos el apoyo a la familia, entonces de repente verte en una situación complicada económicamente pues es difícil. Pero pues cuando llegas acá y estás en contacto con el personal, pues te sientes en familia y te sientes en confianza y Claro, nosotros como familia tratamos de enseñarle a nuestros hijos la importancia de compartir. Entonces ellos entienden muy bien que cuando venimos a un lugar como VEAP es porque personas de buen corazón nos están ayudando y que esa ayuda tenemos que, más que tener, deseamos en un futuro nosotros poder ser parte de lo mismo, poder ayudar a muchísimas otras personas. Empieza en nuestro corazón, que es muy triste que como familia pases por un problema económico y sientas que las puertas se te cierran y tienes miedo porque tienes hijos y no sabes a dónde recurrir. Entonces, que no tengan miedo, siempre va a haber instituciones que están aquí para ayudarte y pues sin duda yo puedo decir en experiencia propia que VEAP, más que una institución, son personas, son corazones, son sonrisas que están aquí para ayudarte. Y pues yo estoy totalmente agradecida con VEAP por ayudarme a mí, por ayudar a mi esposo y por ayudar a mi familia.
More than an institution, they are people. Thank you, Rosa Alicia, for so eloquently sharing your family story with us. Your words warm our hearts and your smiles nourish our souls. And speaking of words, Joe McDonald, what's the word on the donation front?
Word on the donation front is great words. Just want to thank some of our donors who are already giving so far. It's the Fulk family, thank you. Rebecca Nelson, thank you so much. We also have other donors, Susan Duchesne, Cheryl, Karen Bach, Pamela Hillman. I'm reading through the scrolling, so many people giving. Paul Gubrud, Sean Trineri, Pat Squires, so many more of you who are giving. Janet Poole, Robert Toland. Let's just keep this momentum going. Just want to remind you that you can give by texting VEAP, V-E-A-P, to 56651. Or you can click the green donate button as well in ClickBit, as Geraldine has told you.
Wow, I'm so blown away by the generosity of this online community. Thank you.
I agree. This is just incredible. Geraldine, I was also checking in on where we stand in terms of our silent auction, which closes promptly at 9 p.m. tonight, so make sure you get your bids in. The link to the auction is veap.cbo.io. It's displayed on your screen, so you can click on that and access it very easily. Geraldine, there are a few items that I feel compelled to talk about right now, and I want to start with item number 202. It's the in-home Bacho dining experience. It's an amazing experience. This has been a big part of our gala in the past. This year, it's a 5-course meal, complete with wine pairings for a party of 10. This is worth thousands of dollars, I would say. But Geraldine, where is the current bid on this item right now?
Oh my gosh, it's at $3,100, $3,100. And I want to be one of you to go. If you don't have the numbers, honey, look at me, look at me. So Joe, if I ate a 5-course meal like that, I would most certainly need our next item. Number 603, a full year of unlimited yoga from Yoga 6 in Richfield. Get loose, get centered, and get your credit card out because this incredible package is only, is that 150?
That is.
150, what a great deal, and it's happening right now.
And this next item I want to focus on, like yoga, will help keep your body from wearing down in the coming winter months. It's item number 505, and it is a brand new Turo snowblower with a self-propel system that launches snow up to 35 feet away. As you can see, it's very effective. We don't have it here on site, but that is just an example of what it can do. And the current bid for that right now is $725. That for sure can get higher because you are going to need that this winter for sure.
You know, you were a pastor once. Did God just send snow?
It was a good illustration.
It was great. Well, we also have a number of incredible gift baskets that you will want to check out. With everything from a wind down kit to relax during these stressful times to a game night basket to have some real laughs. We also have beautiful handmade quilts, oh I love them, and exciting sports memorabilia that will make excellent holiday gifts.
You know, Geraldine, we really could not do this critical work that we do tonight without the amazing support of our sponsors. And I want to thank our presenting sponsor specifically, Western National Insurance. They are a longtime and committed partner in this work that we do. Thank you so much, Western National Insurance.
We'd also like to extend a big thank you to our platinum level sponsor, Nelmick Family Partnership. You're making a big difference.
They are absolutely making a huge difference.
Well, you know, Joe, the same holds true for all of our remarkable donors. And it is important to know that every dollar you donate, every dollar and every hour that you give will lead to true, meaningful connections for those in our community.
Whether it's helping those struggling during this economic crisis to pay their rent every month, or making sure our neighbors can put a healthy meal on the table every day, it's your generosity that truly makes a difference. And as you will hear, it does not go unnoticed. In a moment, you'll hear from two more people we've had the opportunity to support this year. And then Geraldine is going to close our 2020 Gala with a song that goes straight to the heart of the matter. But before that happens, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to our incredible staff, to our amazing volunteers, our committed community partners, and our generous donors who have all joined together to help us have a huge impact in our community in this unique year that is 2020. And thank you to our neighbors for sharing your VEAP stories with us tonight and for trusting us to provide the food and housing assistance that we trust keeps you healthy, nourished, stable, and connected.
Working with the volunteers here, they were all so supportive and kind, never wanted to know why you were here, they just wanted to help.
The volunteers, they have done everything they can in order to make sure that they put the groceries in our cars. And at first I thought I was needed to get out of my car and help them out and you know, go inside and help them bag whatever is it that they were bagging. But they just asked me to wait patiently and they will do everything and they will take care of everything, and all I have to do is open the trunk. So I'm very grateful for them. They're just wonderful people.
VEAP has just been a constant support, which is incredible that there's people out there that are like, I have a little bit more, I want to give something and help. And a lot of people don't know how much food helps.
It's like jumping into something that I wasn't sure was it going to be. And it blew my mind away. And it was a completely different outcome than what I was afraid of at first. And I will say it changed my point of view, it changed my life, and it changed the way I live my days every day. Myself, I suffer from a thyroid disease. I have underactive thyroid. So my lungs, if I get exposed to someone with COVID and I happen to get it, it's pretty much, it's very, very much possible that I'm probably not gonna make it, because if I do get a lung infection, my lungs will collapse. And it's hard for people like me to go back to work. So, yes, we need your help. We want to be able to rely on the food that we eat. And sometimes we can only get it from good people who donate.
I would definitely like to share with people like what VEAP actually is, what it means, and how supportive they are, and it's okay to use VEAP. I think a lot of people think that you have to have like a certain income guideline, and there's just this huge like bubble of like unknown about VEAP. And like I was there, I was like, oh, I could never do that. Like I don't want to, you know, take away from people that need more help than me.
There's no need to be afraid of, or there is no need to be embarrassed of, because needs are needs. and somehow they need to be met. And if VEAP is there to help with those needs, just go forward. Don't hesitate. And do what I did. Make that first step.
So many people, sorry, don't want to help like VEAP.
Thank you. Your words move me. As we prepare to close out our evening, I'd like to once again thank everyone for logging on and digging in and reaching out and helping support VEAP as we continue to find ways to not only nourish our community, but to nourish all the connections between those we serve and the places and programs that lift them up and provide them the opportunity to live lives free of food and housing insecurity. Life is not easy, no. What is easy is for those of us who are in a position to make a clear and unmistakable difference, to rise up, raise our hand and say, whatever we can do as a society to change one person's life for the better, to provide one ray of hope, just please, please let it start with me. In the streets of every village, every city soaring tower, empty people live in darkness, every minute, every hour. Hear the cry of desperation from a billion broken hearts. With a need so great, where do we even start? Let it start with me. Open up my eyes, fill my heart with your compassion, free my mind from all distractions, use my hands to set the captive free, move my feet to follow after you. Lord, change the world and let it start with me.
It does start with me, to be able to give the gift of time, which I have, the gift of cash when I have it.
Listen.
Everyone can start, and it's easy to start.
You have given us the orders. There's a place for everyone. I don't want to miss my mission in the plan that you've begun. You have promised to go with me to the edges of it all and change everything that keeps me from your call. Let's start with me. Open up my eyes, fill my heart with your compassion, fill my mind from all distractions, use my hands to set the captive free, move my feet to follow after you. Lord, change the world and let it start with me.
It starts with me. It starts with me because right now I have the time and to give back, and I can. And it's an amazing feeling to be able to do that. I mean, I'm blessed. I'm really blessed in my life.
It start with me by putting my pride to the side, realizing they're not just helping me, but they're also helping my son.
And I just know to take at least some percentage of my check and make sure to give back. And I made that promise and pledge to myself, because just that one person, like you said, can change other people's lives. And I hope I can change people's lives too.
Open my eyes, fill my heart with your compassion, free my mind from all distractions, use my hands to set the captive free, move my feet to follow after you. Lord, change the world and let it start.
I'm only one person, and that's
Let it start.
one person can make such a huge difference.
Thank you. Thank you for all your hard effort. Thank you for everything you do.
Just let it start with